Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is a GW Tiger, Geschützwagen Tiger. It's the Tier 9 German SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Cliff under the command of Talon 1958. Battle started. Well, some of you actually asked, what is that rear disc on the rear of the vehicle? I think most tank drivers ask this actually. They don't understand why it's carrying around a disc with it. Well, actually that's the base plate for the Arty, because normally when they first designed this Arty, they actually intended to have it able to dismount the gun and put it on the ground and the vehicle to drive away. And that way it could have a fixed firing position which made it more accurate. But after a while and a bit of testing, they decided nope, they weren't going to go in that direction, but they still left the base plate on just in case they needed it for that purpose. Okay, we've got a number of targets making their way up the hill. Slow moving targets. This is a tier 9 battle. He's tier 9 Arty, but it's got tier 8 tanks in it. And he's fired around in on that corner because there's bound to be somebody there. We did see a tank go up in that direction. I think it was an E75 TS, one of those new premium vehicles that came out with the loot boxes at Christmas. Now the reload is about 32 seconds, so he's not going to be ready again for a short while. That Object 430 is going to feel a bit, well, awkward if he's still there when the shell arrives. Okay, he's trying to get some spotting in by going up the hill like that. And the 75 TS has turned up, and it looks like he lost 16% of his health to one of Talon's shots, and now he's lost another 491. And he's down to 30% of his health. Okay, the 430 moves forward, still wanting to get some spotting. Now there's a couple of enemy tanks that have gone onto the plateau just above the Western Pass. The UDES 16 and the UDES 14-5. A couple of Swedish mediums. And they're being held there at the moment by a T-44. And somebody else. I think it's a standard B. We're loaded, but we're waiting for sign of that 430. And over on the other side of the battlefield, the ISM has stopped to take a shot. And maybe we can send him a love letter. Rounds out. Well, I suspect he felt that. It's sort of a kiss from the other side of the battlefield. Mwah. Okay, Object 704. Changing position, got spotted. Not going to be very happy about that, is he? Yeah. Rounds going in his direction. And a T-28 prototype's moving up, but he's got to that spot there in that corner. It's very difficult to hit tanks sitting in there, unless of course you happen to be the other side of the cap. Okay, waiting for a target to shoot at. It appears the standard B that I was looking at previously is not up on the second level, the plateau above the cap. Those UDES are still there though, and there's the 430s come back into view. Dialing in. Let's see if we can put a shell into him. Rounds out, and well, it landed right in front of him. He stopped momentarily, decided he was going to come back, and that was a bit of a mistake. If he'd actually carried on, he would have lessened the amount of damage, but oh my god, he's just earned some from some stun assist from the ISM, who must have been close to the 430 when that shell went in. Okay, the enemy's bunching together quite nicely here now, so maybe time to consider loading the premium rounds. 335 from the 430. There's nothing really gone around the hill, around the lighthouse. T-54 Lightweight's the only tank that's been seen around that side, so it looks like most of their power is actually located at the centre. And of course those two UDESs which are at the other end on the plateau. Well, That's good for the Emil. 363. Unfortunately, we just lost our Emil one to their GW Tiger. Now, hopefully, he'll actually indicate where the GW Tiger was, so Talon can do a counter battery. These structures at the centre are actually quite difficult to shoot past sometimes. I find I aim a shot at the gap and the shell will hit the structure instead. He was just having a quick look at the UDAs. Ah, the ISM's moved up, right in front of our wreck from the Emil 1. Rounds out, and yeah, we got the Emil, the ISM rather. He was absolutely taken out, but that Emil's just emptying his mag. He's still got one shell left. Or is he? No, he's actually unloaded, but that was 3 shots. He's gone back down. He was having a quick look before scooting. You see, this is the sort of shot I'm mentioning at. You fire for the gap and you hit the structure instead. But in actual fact, Talon gets his shot through the gap into the T-44, tracks him. Okay, a little further back, that's the Object 430 we were firing at earlier. Looks like he's trying to prevent our guys from coming around the corner, and one of them is a Defender, the other one's a Progetto 46. Lined up on the corner, rounds out, and we don't stay to see what happens to that. Come to this corner because there's an UDAS 16 and now there's a T-44 there as well. And there's also a UDAS 14.5 on the rise where it goes up to this level. Be a really good idea to name all of these places on the map so you can communicate these spots to people very quickly. On some of the maps, places are very well known as the Horseshoe on Karelia, or the Banana on Himmelsdorf, or of course the Hill on Mines. Of course, most I think of what Arty Noobs would know, the Western Pass on Cliff would mean that area along the west side, and well, they probably know the Lighthouse fairly well and the Lighthouse Hill fairly well. But there's really no specific name for this part of the battlefield just here, which is quite an important part of the battlefield because once you've got control of this area, it does tend to make it very difficult for you to win. That UDAS 16 is getting punished. Only the 1 kill so far. And there's only 6 minutes 50 seconds left on the clock. Talon's decided to move a bit closer to the enemy. And I don't think he's going to worry too much about knocking over those trees for the moment, because I'm not sure the enemy Arty is going to be looking at those trees. I think the enemy Arty is going to be looking at our tanks. Oh, that UDAS goes down quite nicely to a T-30. It's a 155mm shell hit him. And that one hit the target, so he must have just tapped the other UDAS with that shell. Or was it the other UDAS? No, I think that was probably the T-44 he hit. If the UDAS was here and the other one was killed, yes, it must have been the T-44. Okay, he's reloading. Mark the target. Lets the team know what he's going after. Okay, he's loaded. He fires a blind shot in and unfortunately misses. Now, the enemy are trying to get a tank up on top of the hill. It's the Emil. And our guys, well, we got 2 up there. A Centurion 5-1 and the Star, but the Star just got killed by the enemy RT, the GW Tiger. So we're going to try and see if we can hit that Emil 1. Our Defender and Progetto are going back around the hill, probably because their tank destroyer defense is too strong. Round out on the Emil. Kill shot. In fact, that shell looked like it exploded very low right next door to the Emil and probably just overwhelmed the armor on the side of the vehicle. Now, we believe that this is Object 704 somewhere behind that bush. We're also having a look for the enemy Arty because he just killed another one. He's just killed the Centurion up on top of the lighthouse. There's the 430 posing a defense, and he's gone. So the enemy is starting to lose now. They've only got 4 tanks left. The E75TS was last seen up in the tank destroyer nest at grid square K5. There's the Arty. Oh, he's come out from his bush. Okay, well, Talon's loaded. He's ready to go. He's just got to dial in and bye-bye. Yeah, he's gone. Nice impact right in the front of the vehicle. There's the TS5. How did he get up there? He's mounting goating on the side of that rock. Some people have still learned how to actually climb up there. There is a route up there, I believe. But it's a bit exposed. And he's gone. Now, there's presumably that E75TS is up here. And I think it's very likely he's behind this rock, but Talon's only got 1 round left, and there's 2 enemies still in the game, the Object 704 and that E75. So he would probably like to get the last kill of the game with that last round. There goes the E75, rounds out. Lands right behind him, but doesn't kill him, so no Faden's medal this time. But he is getting stunned. And now, with an empty mag, all that Talon 1958 can do is drive towards the enemy cap and try and cap out. But before he does that, he needs his teammates to clean out the... There he goes, the problem one. Once that E75's gone, then he really is fairly safe from that 704. Oh, the 704's up there as well. What a place to go. They just spotted him, which means that Talon's shot at the E75 probably did hit the 704 as well. So if so, 3 kills. He could platoon. Oh, he has platooned. He's just platooned with the T30. They both got 3 kills, so that's brothers in arms. And T30 hasn't got much in the way of hit points left, so stay alive, guy. We need that medal. It would certainly be very nice. 3,616 hit points of damage to Talon. It's been a busy boy. Oh, we just lost another teammate to the GSOR. It's the British light tank. I wouldn't come into view of that 704 if I was you. Try and stay as far away from him as you can. There he is. And he goes down to a shot from the T30, which seals the match in their favour. Well done. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's a first class tanker for Talon 1958 in the GW Tiger. He's had a first class before, so this is not the first one. It doesn't have the scrolls underneath, but it's still a very good game because he not only picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 14 in this one. He also picked up a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. A brothers in arms for being in platoon with a T30, and they both had at least 3 kills. In fact, they had 8 kills between them, which is more than half the enemy team. He got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle overall, and a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And his win rate for that game was 7,364, which is Super Unicum standard, and he's getting better and better all the time. He says, best game ever. Well, it certainly was in terms of you were getting a lot of damage and very accurate shots on the enemy. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, there you go. Top damage, 4,903 hit points of damage in that one. The next high score after that was the GW Tiger on the enemy team with 2,755. And after that, it was the T30, your platoon mate, with 2,464. When it came to kills, it was the T30 who did the best. He got 5 kills. The enemy GW Tiger got 4, and Talon managed to get 3. But when it came to base XP, it was Talon again. 1,032 base experience points for him, 896 for the Centurion 5-1 who was killed on top of the hill, and 857 for the T-30. The Type 4 Heavy managed a cool-headed and steel wall, the T-30 managed his brothers-in-arms, and the Centurion 5-1 also picked up a Confederate, so he was hitting a lot of tanks as well. Talon fired 15 rounds, in fact all 15 rounds, he didn't have any more ammunition to spare. 3 direct hits, 1 penetration on the enemy and 15 splash. Damage of 4,903 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Now I'm very curious, which one did he actually penetrate to take out? Ah, there you go. It was the GW Tiger. It landed right on the front of the vehicle, went straight through the engine deck and wiped out the vehicle completely. So well done on that shot. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 1,192 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 59,853 credits, got 74,540 for the holiday ops, total 134,393 credits. And after ammunition resupply, remember he did fire some premium ammo in this game, he still came away with a massive profit of 73,593 credits. So he's got the mix about right now. And 7 bonds for those awards, the Gores, the Brothers-in-Arms. Well, he doesn't get an award for the Brothers-in-Arms, but you get one for the Gores and for the High Caliber, definitely for those two, and the Confederate as well. And 1,548 XP. Times 2 for the first victory, and the same again for personal reserves, took away 4,644 experience points altogether. So he's getting to the top of the German line. Of course, he has been focusing on the German line. He is getting rather good with those tanks. But the next one up is the GWE100, and I'm sure he's working his way towards getting that one before he starts down some of the other lines. And obviously the good thing about having this YouTube channel is that he can actually look up and see exactly how you play in some of the other arties, because we do have playlists for each of the arties in the game. So if you want to find out how your other members, other members of the group are playing, go to the playlist for that particular arty, because there'll be one for each arty, and look it up and see how the others do it. And that way you get great results from your arties, and I'd recommend that highly to any of the members. And if you want to ask questions as well, you could always go to What Arty Noobs on Facebook and ask the actual players themselves, how did they do it? And I'm sure they're willing to share the information with you, because of course they're a very friendly bunch and they want to help you get a better arty game. So if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.